Hello, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Podcast. I am your host, John Harrison, and today on the Rock and Roll Podcast, we have Limos. That's how I say your name, right? Limos?
Limos.
Okay, perfect. Limos. They have a new EP called Tales of the White Eye, which is released on July 3rd via Inverse Records. Right now I'm being joined by Eric and Thomas to share some more information about what the band has got going on, what they've been up to. So, boys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You are quite welcome. Now, there's a big, huge thing with the White Eye going on here because we have an EP called Tales of the White Eye, and then we have the track that is, from my understanding, a lead single. It has a music video that's called Child of the White Eye, and I purposefully did not look up anything about, I don't know, Finnish folklore or what this child and their white eye is, just so that I can say, what in the world is the white eye?
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, God. So you're going to have to bear Eric and his extensive lore that he's created around our albums.
Okay, so yeah, as you can figure out, this is going to be something I have to answer. Basically, when this actually goes way back to Watching the Winds, our previous EP, and when we wrote tracks for that, I started to create this universe that I could base my lyrics on. I'm the vocalist and the lyricist for the band, and I figured that it's going to be easiest for me to have this one common universe to write stuff about, instead of trying to figure out something new to write about every time I need to write lyrics. And then I created this universe. The White Eye are the oracles of that universe. And, well, Child of the White Eye talks about a kid who is born into this oraclehood. Tales of the White Eye, it's the tales that these oracles tells to the new oracles and people willing to listen to them and so forth. Short and sweet.
It is short and sweet. So I guess then take us through Child of the White Eye. Why one child? Is this like a Jesus story, or is this like a, Neo from the Matrix story? Is this child the one?
I wish I
One
could
child to rule them all.
The one that will redeem Finland.
Yes. I wish I could say that, but nah, it's just...
and then a tear will come down Iceland's eye because they want to be redeemed too.
Gotta redeem yourself somehow. But no, it's basically the universe. It's this fantasy medieval universe with, of course, people being medieval, close-minded, etc. And then you have this kid who is born with like milky white eyes, from where the name of the oraclehood comes from, and people are just gonna go like, "Holy, that kid is there's something wrong with that."
There's a demon inside.
Pretty much. Yeah. And, well, single child of the White Eye. And, of course, when I was writing that, I was thinking, children of the White Eye or child of the White Eye? Child sounds better.
It does. And when I hear the title Children of the White Eye, immediately, for some strange reason, I'm taken back to Iron Maiden. And maybe that's just because I have...
Children of the Damned.
Yeah.
I mean, Thomas would love that.
I mean, bro, I've been a Iron Maiden fan since I was like 11, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
You've been an Iron Maiden fan for 5 years. That's great.
Gee, thanks.
But in all honesty, I do have to say, especially for any bands who are listening in, I want to point out that the singer and the bass player both showed up for the interview on time. So... this is a band that's going somewhere.
What can I say? We Finns are usually known for being on time.
Well,
We're making history, baby.
There is that. Finnish people are on time 20 minutes early. It's crazy. It's crazy. If I ever need to chat with a band early, and I know they're from Finland, I know that I can just reach out to them on Skype and be like, "Are you available?" And they've been sitting there quietly doing nothing for the last 20 minutes. So I know
you're not actually wrong about that.
It's sad but true.
For reals, we were like quarter past. I was just pinging Thomas like, "Hey, I'm already sitting here having nothing to do. Wanna chat?" Yeah. And then we just called up. So I mean, you're not wrong.
You know, it's just how it goes for some strange reason, you know? So I'm like, all right, Marcus, can we chat early? And then, of course, they respond back eagerly, yes. Great. Thank you. Kiitos. Kiitos. Perfect. Now, there is a lyric video for Child of the White Eye. So I guess take us through this idea for the lyric video. Are these like drone shots of like the area where you guys live? Like what went into crafting this lyric video?
All right. So basically, I made that lyric video. And
I hear the pride.
Yeah, and I was basically, I bought Sony Vegas for like 2 years ago, and I was like, maybe I should start learning like video editing, and then I really got into it. Then I was like, hey guys, should we make this into our actual lyric video? And they were like, it looks good enough for us, so fuck it. So basically, to pull the curtain away, it's all stock footage, but it's so it's none of it's from Finland, I think, and but the area is very Finnish-esque, if nothing else. So lots of like beautiful nature, beautiful colors, like lots of like water surrounding the areas and all that, like something, everything that can remind you of Finland. And like the beauty of nature and the wrath of nature and all that, and that's what I get from like the song itself, the Child of the White Eye, like the beauty of nature and the wrath of nature, basically.
Wow.
Yep.
The beauty of nature and the wrath of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is very Finnish. You can't talk about something good for too long. It's bad luck. You must immediately
gotta have balance.
You gotta have the balance, baby.
Yin and yang.
Yin and yang. Which I'm sure there's a word for that in Finnish.
Well, let's not get into that.
No, let's not. That would be last year's snow. Last winter's snow. The snow from last winter. I can't remember the phrase, but I dig it.
Yeah. In Finnish.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Beautiful. Speaking of other things in Finnish, we have Surullisten Järvien maa, something like that.
Fantastic pronunciation.
Thank you. Which you guys translated for me as Land of Mournful Lakes, which I'm trying not to laugh when I say that, but that's fantastic. So the poetry of it all. So I guess my first question is, this track is, from my understanding, the only track in Finnish, and it closes out the EP. So I guess let's start there. Why not just name it, all the other tracks are in English, so why not just name it Land of Mournful Lakes, which is the most metal Finnish thing I've ever heard in my life.
I think it's we Finnish people are incredibly insecure, so we still have some small dignity of pride that we want to show our world, and we just want to show hey, this is us, this is our language, and we want to sing in our language because we believe it's a wonderful, beautiful language.
There's that. Yep.
You can continue.
Yeah, and then there's also the little fact that whenever I write in Finnish, I like the title to be in Finnish as well. I don't do those titles where you have a title and it is never dropped in the song itself. So if I would have to translate that into English, it wouldn't be dropped in the song at all. So, yeah.
Okay.
And of course, there's the fact that it being in Finnish, it catches the eye.
You could say that. You can say that. It's kind of like Welsh. It catches the eye.
Oh God, yeah.
The land of the consonants.
Oh yeah. Now these two tracks that we're chatting about today, Child of the White Eye and Land of Mournful Lakes, they seem really quite different. I mean, Child of the White Eye seems perhaps more melancholic, a little bit more chill, kinda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that why these two tracks were chosen, so that we could chat about two tracks that are really quite different?
In a sense, yes. Because comparing the rest of the tracks, Altars and Rise to Arms, they're pretty much straightforward, like metal, like really hard rock stuff. And so we chose these two tracks because we believe that they're like the most different out of the whole track list.
Yeah, and if we want to go deeper into the whole lyrical content and stuff like that, they're the ones that we can actually talk more in depth about. The other two are pretty straightforward. There's not much there except what's actually in the lyrics.
Okay. And,
so yeah.
And I hope you take this as a compliment, because I mean it as one. But when I first heard the tracks after Joni sent them to me, I thought to myself, is this the singer from Insomnium?
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I was listening and I'm like, does he have another band? Like, this is crazy. And then I look at the track listing. I'm like, no, apparently it's not. I'm like, do I have the guy's name wrong? I look him up. I'm like, no. All right. Well, congratulations, boys.
I mean, we're going to take that as a massive compliment. So,
Mate, the version before Limos became Limos, when we just played covers, we actually covered some Insomnium. That's where I cut my teeth.
Yeah. I bet people heard you and they came running and they were like, they saw you and they're like, oh.
Actually, that's what happened.
They brought cinnamon buns and you were like, thank you. And they're like, no. And they took them back.
Yep. But for real, so we started off covering other songs. Two of them were Insomnium's Ephemeral and While We Sleep. And when we were playing our one and only gig as a cover band, when we were playing Ephemeral, I had this one chick just run into the bar and come mosh at the front because fuck yeah, Insomnium!
Well, that's
true story.
That's good to hear. Fan freaking tastic. Speaking of fans and freaking tastic, fan freaking tastic. Sweet. Okay, so then I think we pretty much did chat about the EP. But I mean, more realistically, I guess, what should we expect from the EP? What did you guys set out to create when you sat down to compile these songs together? I know we've chatted more about it lyrically, but I mean, I guess maybe musically, since especially there's quite a few different soundscapes on the record. What did you guys set out to create?
Basically, the best version of ourselves currently. If you compare our first EP to this EP, we've really evolved, regarding sound and technique, and even just what kind of songs we're writing in general. So we just wanted to write the best thing that we can currently as a band, plus while exploring new different soundscapes, areas of music, etc.
Pretty much. And also when we were writing the tracks themselves one by one, each time we tried to craft the songs to fit the lyrics themselves so that the mood of the music fits the mood of the lyrics. And that way we started evolving and plotting out how that whole thing's going to work out.
Yeah. And I imagine when you guys are writing songs, you just look at each other and go, that's not sad enough. And then you just...
Needs more brutal.
Needs to be more brutal. Quick, use one of our secret scales, and then...
Last time we tried to make it brutal, our rhythm guitar started complaining about his hand hurting of all the tremolo.
Aww.
He got a long way to go, but yeah.
Poor guy. Hopefully he's using this time to practice. Speaking of which... That was brutal.
Segue.
Speaking of which, normally we'd be chatting about tours and festivals and all those wonderful things, but instead we've been in lockdown for quite a bit. Now, this record is going to be releasing July 3rd. By the time this episode airs, it will already have been released. It'll probably air in August for sure. But I guess my question is, what have you guys been up to during lockdown? Has it basically just been working with Inverse to make sure that the EP is released?
Pretty much, yeah. We recorded this EP right before the whole lockdown thing started, so we managed to get this recorded. But throughout the lockdown, well, I personally live in Helsinki. The other lads live up north in Kainuu, so we couldn't really go and play together and practice in that sense. So what we've just been doing is what you said, that get this thing out with Inverse Records and get the lyric videos done, and besides that, I've been working on some new lyrics that we can start working on after this whole thing is blown over and we have time to actually sit down as a band and figure out the new tunes, we got some lyrics for that. And yeah, do you have anything else to add from up there, Thomas?
Not really. I mean, basically, like get everything sorted out, get things done. Also, like communicating with our lovely artist Nanne, who has made us 4 different artworks for each, like one for each song. So that's been absolutely fantastic. So getting like that, the timing right for the all the lyric videos. So we have a artwork for those done, and
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Did I miss anything that you boys wanted to chat about that I didn't ask about? You're like, I hope he asks about, and then I didn't.
I mean, you've listened to the album. Any opinions?
Any opinions? Well, I've got lots of opinions. I mostly just re-listened to the 2 tracks we were chatting about today, but let me go and listen to Alter, because Alter was the first, I think the first one released, yeah?
Yeah, it was the first one.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. So I'll start off with great. Then I'm gonna go to as a guitar player, I thought that little diddly was just ridiculous. Like he's just trying way too hard. And then he goes, shoots all the way up, then shoots all the way down, and then shoots all the way up, and then shoots all the way down, and then shoots all the way up, and then shoots, and then all the way down.
I mean, our lead guitarist Eppu, he's a bit of a show off, but we love him for it.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if he could have done that like any other way, but I looked at it, and as a guitar player, I was like, "You're trying really hard." That was my thing. And then just in general, I just thought that Insomnium would probably be a pretty big influence for you guys, and it sounds like it is. So
definitely, as a band, Insomnium was one of our biggest influences.
Perfect. Well, and I would hope so. They're probably one of the biggest exports outside of Sentenced or Poison Black. From Finland, and Sentenced obviously is no more, and Poison Black is no more, and now it's S-Tool or something.
Oh God.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, and he doesn't really do anything outside of Finland. That guy.
No.
But
yeah.
And Children of Bodom, and they're kind of no more. So, well, they're kind of carrying on. Who knows? We'll see.
I mean, perfect time for the new blood to arrive.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, basically, what I would say is absolutely, I'm going to call it a great start. And what I would like to see on the next EP or the next album is you guys drifting away from me being able to hear your influences and more being able to hear something that's becoming Limos.
Totally.
Yeah. That's what we try to do all the time.
Maybe next time we'll give it the 110%,
Exactly. 110%. Oh man, I fathom the 110%. Groovy. Rise to arms, Yahoo. Maybe something really poppy. Something really poppy would be great. Groovy. All right, well, boys, unless there's anything that I missed that you wanted to bring up, I just wanted to thank you for coming on to the Rock and Roll Podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for inviting us.
Groovy.
It's been a blast.
Mm-hmm.